I'm Colt Stevens from C. Stevens Gunworks. The following video you're going to see is an archive of my earlier work. Some of these earlier videos of mine have some great information that I really wanted to repost and preserve. So I hope you enjoy the content and I hope you learn something from this video. Today we're going to be reviewing the Sig P365 SAS. Sig Anti-Snag system is what we're talking about here. So we've got the box here. This is the P365 9mm SAS model. We're going to go through. This is an unboxing, so we'll show you what comes in the box. Let's see what we got. So first off, we have the Sig sticker right there. We have the manual right here, Sig 365. A Sig NRA card, a warning card, and we have some advertisement for the 365 ammunition holsters and a thank you card right here. So in this box, you get an extra magazine. Now this is the 10-round magazine, the XL being the 12-round flush. So you can put 12-round magazines in here, but they're not the flush. So they're the regular standard extended, not the 12-round flush and the 15-round extended. So you can go to 10 and 12, but not 12 and 15 with this model. So we'll get to the main thing here. This is the 365 SAS itself. So this is a subcompact. It's a competitor to the 43X. Same overall size as the regular 365 Sig. Exception being the Sig Anti-Snag is what they do to this. So this coating is different. It's low friction, low drag. The controls here are recessed into the frame. Get this here. They're pretty hard to get a hold of. That was pretty much one of my only complaints with this, was that when you pull this slide back, it's super hard to kind of get a hold of that slide release. It's pretty much easier just to drop the magazine out. Or of course, if you have it loaded, you're at the range ready to fire or self-defense scenario, it's not going to lock back, you just pull the slide back. So that's just kind of a minor thing. To me, it was just something I didn't like with it. The other thing is, this right here is your takedown, and it's tool assisted, so you have to have a tool to take that down. You can't just manually do that. But for the stated goal of concealed carry, that works really well. There's nothing that's going to snag on your clothing when you're like unholstering it. And the other thing you'll notice right off is there are no sights on here. So you look on here and it's smooth all the way across the top. And the way that they've done this is really pretty cool. So we'll take a look at this right now. So this right here, see if we can get this lined up. So this is a fiber optic system, which we have a green circle illuminated, and we have a precise dot. And the cool thing about this system here is, so this is illuminated all the time. It amplifies light. It's fiber optic. They state tritium, but I have yet to see the tritium in here. Because when you think of tritium, it's self-illuminated, right? You're in the dark, and you can still see the self-illumination as opposed to amplified. During the day, the fiber optic collects it, kind of condenses it into that green glow that you see on here. And that's what we're looking at now, is a fiber optic sight. But what's really cool about this is you're not actually lining up sights here. You're looking at that dot, right? So that dot is right on the back of the barrel. So wherever you look at with that dot is where you're going to hit. That is your point of impact. And they're pretty precise from the factory. There's not a whole lot of adjustment you need to do or should do to that. Because that point of impact is the same as the barrel. I mean, that's on the back of the barrel, which is really neat. There's not any adjustment you have to do to get on target, which is really cool. And this is something that I think we'll see a lot more with guns that come out in the future. because this is pretty like bleeding edge technology. I mean, this is kind of cool. Now, the only drawback to this system that I've found is if you put your hand over it here, or you go in the closet with it, it's super hard to see, to the point where it becomes ineffective because you're giving up your standard iron sights here for that sight, and when that sight doesn't work, you have nothing to aim with. It's pretty much just point and shoot, which can be bad. Now, according to their website, they say tritium, and it doesn't appear self-illuminated to me anyway. Because when I look through this, I put my hand over it, and it completely goes away. So that to me looks like fiber optic, because tritium would not do that. It would be glowing all the time. When you block that light collector, that's what's. I mean, it's got nothing to work with at this point. You take it off and then it starts collecting again, and that's how you see the green glow. It's just collected, amplified in the unit, and displayed. Where if it was tritium, true tritium, it would be illuminated internally all the time. And if you look at Trigicon, one of the best known tritium manufacturers, tritium site producers, with the prices they charge for tritium, I could see why they didn't want to do that ahead of time, because for the same price point, this is still competitive with the other subcompacts, even with the regular standard 365. But to go with their price point with the tritium would probably be about $400 more, pushing this well over $1,000. So that's probably why they didn't go with that. It's just that would send the price point way up for internal illumination. And I can see why they would do that. They would make that design decision. But nonetheless, it's a very cool sight if you're out during the day. Even during low light, if you have any light at all, it's still going to be good for you. You can still see it. But just in that super low light scenario is where you'll have problems with that kind of sight. But I do think a lot of pistols will go in that direction, because that's pretty groundbreaking with that 365 SAS sight. So let's go over the distinct features we have here. See if I can pull it up. This is the P365 SAS 9mm. So this is a striker-fired pistol, 9mm stainless steel slide. So they do the nitron finish over the top of that slide. Steel frame, black polymer grips over top, so you still have the weight of the steel, but you have the feel of a polymer grip. 3.1 inch barrel, overall length is 5.8 inches from front to rear. 10+1, you can put the 12+1 magazines in there. It's just the extended base plate. And like I said, not the 12 round flush to go to 15. You can't do that with this model. The total magazines in the box, they give you 2. These are steel magazines. They should last you a long time. Tritium, Fiber-Tritium. They call it tritium. I don't really think it's tritium, but flush mount Fiber-Tritium sights in the slide. 2.4 pounds overall. Anti-snag controls, that recessed control. And the Sig Anti-Snag slide treatment. So that finish that I talked about, the coating is really slick. There's no friction, no drag, anything like that on that slide. And you can really tell the difference compared to a regular Sig finish. So that's really cool. So overall, I think it's a cool design. I think they'll go far with that. Compared to the 365 regular, I think it does have some features that would be attractive to that. And it's not too much more than a standard P365. It's definitely within the price range to be competitive. And the main selling point is that optic that you get. That's a really cool feature. And I think we'll see more of that in the future. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.